exactly what it is that we love to do. Once again, we take time out. We welcome you to the GMAP Broadcast Network. One of our featured authors, Wendy Shipman, is here with us on today. Going to dive right in because I do understand the other day that we had some minor bugs. We're not having those bugs today, though. I kid you
All
not. If
right.
they and yeah, if they're there and they're listening, if they're watching, hello, Wendy. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Wendy Shipman. I am married with three children. I have another little child I call my child, my toddler, a pug named Rico. I reside in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm originally from Somerville, South Carolina. So I'm still that southern girl. I'm just in a different area.
She said, "I'm that Southern girl." You know what? You can't. You can move anywhere you want to move, but they can't take that Southernness out of you. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? That's just well. We're not going to get into that. Well, I'm going to dive right in. Again, we are grateful to have you here, and I just kind of want to rewind the tape and dig deep into the fact of when is it that you realized it was time. I mean, when did you know in your spirit that it was time to begin the journey of your authorship?
Well, in the beginning, it was a fluke, actually. I was on medical leave for my depression. And in order to pass away the time, I would actually just, start to write. And when I started to write, I started to gain like characters in my head, different scenarios that had to do with depression and anxiety. And it kind of went forth from there. I wrote my first book. It's called Inside of Me. Inside of Me actually became a 2020 Christian Indie Award winner under the personal growth category. Um, Very pleased about that. Very exciting. I was so overwhelmed with joy that my book would be selected. Um, um, During that time, though, I had wanted to write a sequel to that first book because I thought it was, kind of important to actually, talk about the first one, just kind of lead into another type of scenario. But God was telling me, no, you need to go another direction. And so I'm like, Lord, I don't want to go that direction. Please don't send me that direction. I actually fought tooth and nail about it, but he kept leading me to write my story. Um, my story had to deal with personal hardships that had to do with my life from the beginning of my childhood up until adulthood. Um, going through different things like miscarriage and sexual abuse, dealing with the unloving feeling that I felt from my mother. Uh, that's something that I didn't want to bring out into the world. But God had a different plan for me. And so thus the next book was born. That book is called I Died So I Could Live.
Mm. I like that. Yeah, and let me tell you why. That is such a now. Let me okay. Before I get into that, we can see you, but you can't see me.
Right.
You've already figured that part out. I want to. I just want to make sure that the viewers, and I want to make sure that you follow up with the viewers and say, hey, did you see me today? Hey, did you? I just, I just say, I believe you must. I believe you got a little monitor there. You watching? I believe you do. You do, don't you, Wendy? Tell the truth.
No, I
Okay.
mean,
I love you
I'm
anyway.
just here.
Okay. Well, I love that I died so I could live scenario because that's very biblical. I always tell people we don't die once. We have to literally die to self in
Right,
order to accept Christ.
right,
So
right,
we have the natural, the fleshly man have to die to self in order to accept Christ, and then we ultimately we die. I've heard we die 3 times, but I'm not going to get into that.
Uh,
But and then we have to die the physical death.
right.
So I love that concept, and of course, I am so grateful that you have accepted our invitation to specifically allow us to help disseminate your publications to people around the world. Here, let me place one on the screen real quick. I love this cover. I
Thank
mean, there's
you.
something about inside of me. I'm starting there. It's just something about this cover that I enjoy. I don't know what it is, but it gets my attention. I want you to
Well, I
bring.
was I was actually often asked, was that my daughter on the cover?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, it's actually similar to her features.
Uh huh.
Uh, but it was a book cover that I actually, selected off of, another site. But it reminds me of her. It definitely does. So, I thought that was pretty. I don't know.
It was just
I don't
divine.
even know what to say.
It was just a divine purpose. Because a lot of times
Right.
things happen and we really just don't understand it. See, people
Well,
don't know.
you know what? To be honest with you, that is correct because I had someone actually to do a book cover for me. It didn't turn out very well. And so I went another direction and I was able to locate this particular cover. So I'm like, wow, God, thank you.
Yeah.
Because this actually is a replica of what I wanted in the first place.
Wow. That
Whew.
amazing. Yeah. She said, "Woo." I mean, I tell you what. I mean, I'm loving it. I just happened, and I apologize because I didn't give myself enough time to go pull the other cover. I died so I could live.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just so grateful now. Of course, there's going to be. Let me say this: you do realize that we are role models to someone, whether we like it or not, and someone is always watching our journey, our steps.
That's correct.
For
That
someone,
is
yeah,
correct.
for someone that may be paying attention to your journey and saying, you know what, I really wish I can get on track and maybe begin my journey or compliment my journey based on. I mean, I love what he's doing. I hope and pray that somehow, some way, I could get on track to do what it is that I have been called to do. What words of encouragement would you have to share with an individual like that today?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, believe in yourself. If nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself. Um, it was a long, long journey to get to this point. Um, Dealing with depression, not knowing that it was a depression thing. I thought I was just unhappy all the time. Didn't know I had a name to it. It wasn't until I was in my 20s that I was actually diagnosed as being clinically depressed. And so it's important for people to realize that, when you're not feeling your best, you've got to make sure and, find out what is wrong. Don't be ashamed. I have a mental illness. And so, I had to get to the point where I had to really dig deep inside in order to actually say that because, you don't want to be classified as being mentally ill.
Right,
Um,
right.
but, you know, God made doctors for a reason.
That's
God
right.
made therapists for a reason. They are there to help you on your healing journey. And so I want to tell anyone out there who's been through some things and you feel like you cannot overcome them, um, you can. I'm a living witness. I'm a testimony to that because I came through my journey and I call myself a depression survivor. I survived all of that, and anyone could do it.
Yeah.
So just believe in yourself. Do a lot of praying and seek help where help is available for you. Do not do this alone.
And a lot of times we face things such as this depression, you know, and we just refuse to sometimes, I guess you can say, admit it to ourselves.
That's
You
correct.
know,
That's correct.
another
I am
thing.
so happy. I am so happy that, nowadays, because before, when you talked about depression, the old folks used to say, go outside and play, go drink some water,
Yeah, yeah,
go go
yeah,
kneel on the altar.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you. All those things, and we didn't get the help that we needed back then, but we have the options now. And please, 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 don't let it get to the point where you just give up.
Amen. Well, I am grateful once again that you have accepted the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. I'm also
Thank you.
grateful.
Here's the book.
Hey, you know what? And you know what? I'm glad you showed me that because now I can go get it. Uh, that's the I gotta go. I gotta make sure I got that cover up with it because it was driving me crazy because I didn't have time to get it. I just said, you know what? I'm just ashamed of myself today, but I wanted to make sure. Number one, and I do have it. I found it, so you don't have to worry about doing it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen for him. But I do. I realize that we should be filled with joy when we have the opportunity to do what it is that we're doing, specifically with individuals like yourself. And
Well,
again,
thank you.
I thank God for your presence. I thank God for your patience, accepting the invitation to be here with us on today. Also accepting the invitation, allowing us to be a part of your journey, and accepting the invitation, of course, allowing yourself to make the decision to be a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network Media Ministry family. Now,
Well, thank you.
I know that people, again, are paying attention. They're watching. They're saying, hey, I love what she's doing, and I appreciate those words of encouragement. And I've watched her. I've recognized some of the things that she's been through from beginning to where she is now. But what's next for author Wendy Shipman? What would your response be to that?
What is next? Well, uh, to be honest with you, I am working on uh, I'm working on getting my first book into film.
Mm.
Uh, that's going to be a very tedious journey as well, but I'm hoping to do that. That's my ultimate goal. Um, and right now, while in the meantime, I should say, I am, trying to keep myself busy. Um, being a independent paparazzi consultant. Um, and I'm also thinking about starting another book, but I'm not exactly sure which direction I want to go with that yet. You know, God had that say so with the second one, so I'm just being still and seeing where He's going to lead me
Yeah.
with that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Understandable.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. He did a doozy on me with that one, but I hope it be a blessing to someone at least, and that's my goal is to um, allow someone to be blessed by um, my problems, my transgressions, all the things that I went through. I want somebody to know that whatever they go through as well, you can get through it.
You know what? Accept what you're going through because I always tell people, and I think I may have mentioned this to you the other day, your destiny was determined before your delivery.
Right.
And what we have to really understand, realize, and embrace is we have to be willing to endure the process.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
That's right.
if we endure the process, our destiny is inevitable. And
Absolutely.
my goodness, you're gonna make me shout. Don't the the doors of the church are open.
They're open.
Oh my goodness, don't you make me shout. I love it. But I mean, and I listened to your story. I listened to some of the things that you had to endure, some of the things you've had to admit to not just others but yourself. You know,
Yes.
even a lot of times alcoholics and addicts and stuff like that. One thing that we'll have a problem with, we can let everybody in the world tell us the type of person we are.
Right.
You're a drug addict. You're a dope fiend. You're an alcoholic. But we can accept that. But we can't accept ourselves telling us that.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Phase two, I'm gonna open the doors again. And I tell you, Wendy, and I'm so grateful that you said that, because a lot of times over the years, people were just ashamed of really opening up and admitting certain things. But when they think about the publications that you have been able to provide for the people around the world, I'm going to ask you this. If someone wanted to show their love, care, concern, and support, and they say, hey, I really would like to purchase and or receive a copy or copies of not one but both publications that Wendy has available, what would be the process for them to do so?
The main platform is Amazon.com. You can type in my name and the name of my book, or you can just type in my name, and both books will pop up. However, if Amazon is not available to you, I am on any and all bookstore outlets, online bookstore outlets. You can go to Barnes and Noble. You can go to indiebound.org. Like I said, all of those books are available. You can even go to Target. My book will pull up, and you can order from there. Um, but like I said, any online bookstore outlet, you'll be able to find any of my books.
Awesome. And of course, we're not going to let anyone, I'm putting my radio voice on. We're not going to let anyone forget about little old GMAP broadcast network down here in the
That's
lower
right.
left-hand corner.
It's right there.
You know what? We're in small print, but we are here.
You are there.
And last I checked, sometimes the most important thing on a piece of paper, a contract, an agreement, is the small print.
Is the small print. Woo! That's right.
Well, I'm batting 1,000 today, boy. I tell you. Now, no, Wendy, thank you so much again. For those that don't know, of course, Wendy is one of our featured authors on the GMAP Broadcast Network. And I always tell people, we don't do interviews, we conversate. We have fun, we talk, we laugh, we joke, we play, and then we disseminate the information accordingly. She is one of our featured authors on the GMAP Broadcast Network. So many other things are beginning to transpire behind her being a part of our platform. And, of course, you can always stop by GMAP Broadcast Network. Click on our featured authors bookstore. And, of course, you will be able to see a copy of both publications that we show you on our screen. One of them here inside of me. Let me show you that on the screen right now. You can see that one. And, of course, the other one that we want to make sure that we love so much, I died so I could live. And we want to make sure that you, of course, pick up both copies.
Yes.
And but yeah. I'm not gonna hold back. I don't want to just go. Let me get one. No, get them both.
Get them both.
just get them both. All right. So at the same time, we appreciate you letting us know about when and where or how people can reach out and purchase the publications. Now, let's just say somebody wanted to reach out and speak to you, talk to you more intimately about your journey, find out some details about what it is that they, in fact, may be able to do in order to overcome some of the things that they may be dealing with. How can people reach out and connect with you, Wendy Shipman?
Okay. All right. Well, I do have a website. It's called authorwendyshipman.com. It is actually through WordPress, and it's a personal blog that I actually started back in 2018. That's my personal journey with dealing with depression, and every now and then I would write some things and talk about my days. And so I have the opportunity to get reviews or comments there, or if you are on Facebook. My page is Author Wendy. just author Wendy. If you locate that page on Facebook, you can contact me there. And also on Instagram. On Instagram, my name is Inside of Me, the book. Inside of Me, the book. So you have a couple of options there, and it's me.
You know what? Don't let me start singing GMAP. Don't you let me start, because I'll try to sing. I will try to sing. I kid you not. But again, we thank God for your presence, and of course, we all can see you. You can't see me. I'm not one of those that like to expose. I'm like one of them hidden talents, them hidden DJs, and of course, when we thank God for you, for being here, we want to continue to show our love, care, concern, and support to you and for you. We thank God for your presence as one of our featured authors. Sending a shout out to our radio station in Milwaukee. Sending a shout out to our Chicagoland station as well, who are tuned in today, just so you know. They are listening to you talk, and we want to make sure that one day, what we want to invite you back. We want you to come back, because I want you to tell your story.
Okay.
I want you to come back and share who you are. I want you to come back and break that testimony down like never before. Always tell people.
And it's a testimony.
Well,
too.
You know what? If you don't have one, I'll talk to you later. I'm just saying, I don't want to talk to you, because you know what? In order for you to share a testimony, number one, you got to have the test. You got to go through the test.
Lord.
As a matter of fact, you can't even spell testimony without spelling test first.
That's right.
So
that's right.
If you don't have a testimony, if you haven't been through anything, and you don't have a story to tell, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
I don't want, you know what? No, you know what? I preach every week, and I still tell people I'm going through some challenges. Yes. I'm facing some trying times.
I haven't met a person yet who hasn't been through challenges.
Come on. So I just want you to know that we appreciate you being here. We thank God for your presence. We're going to be inviting you back soon. And I want you to reach out and make sure that you touch base with those that have the opportunity to reach out to you and tell them that they appreciate who you are and what you're doing. I want you to continue to be blessed, and look for a word from me to reach out to you, to have you come back and share your story. I'm going to make sure that this information gets placed on our social media platforms such as YouTube and Facebook, and you can send it out and share it with people around the world. But we thank God for your presence, and we appreciate you accepting the invitation to be here and be a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network family, okay?
I am so thankful, and I'm grateful and blessed beyond measure. So I thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate it.
Amen. And we're going to be reaching out, and we're going to be inviting you back. I want you to be on the lookout for that. And I'll be talking to you a little bit later this afternoon to tell you what we have and where we go from here, okay?
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
God bless you, Wendy. We appreciate you. You be blessed and continue to be a blessing.
Thank you.
You gotta love it. All right, I'm still doing what I do. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin, on the GMAP Broadcast Network, the number one faith-based, motivational, and inspirational broadcast platform in the country. Coming off of our 6th Stellar Award, broadcasting in over 168 countries, and doing what I simply love to do. I want you guys to sit tight. Coming up, I'm going to be talking to the King. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be talking to the King. The King is here. I'm just saying, the King is here. And I want you to know in just a few, we're going to have a conversation with him as well. Thank God for you all that are chiming in from our Milwaukee radio station as well as Chi-Town. We thank you as well. And don't you laugh at me. Don't you laugh. Stop. You know, I'm going to hang up on you. I want you guys to sit tight. Back in the few right after this on the show. Hey, Wendy, I want you to go nowhere. I got something for you, okay? I want you to sit tight, okay?